Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick and plays for Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. This is episode number 270 of The Daily Dog. Sorry, I've been gone for a couple days. I was traveling for the 4th of July holiday. I was back on the East Coast. I did record an episode for Friday and I could not get a Wi-Fi connection to upload it. So that was a little bit annoying. Had some picks. I think I put them out on Twitter. Hopefully I did. Nice trip back east. I forgot what humidity is like, forgot what bugs are like, but got to go to New York, spend some time in the city, got to go to the Poconos and spend some time in nature. So beautiful trip, but I'm happy to be home, back in this desk, back in this little home studio where I belong, giving you Underdog fantasy picks every single day. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with the promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. Get a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. Best promo code out there. All right, we're going to start out with Major League Baseball. Then we're going to get into some of the pitcher combos entries. So it's batters, then pitchers. Then we're going to do WNBA. Got some Wimbledon stuff starting bright and early on the West Coast. And we got some FIFA Club World Cup. We got one entry for that. Got Lotto. We got Dong Squad. We got all the good stuff there. And also, I can't wait for the home run derby to come back. We crushed the home run derby last year. I mean, if you check out my Twitter, I reposted some of the stuff that I hit last year. It was beautiful. I've got a system. I use StatCast data to predict the winner, and it has been pretty good over the last several years. There's a formula that you can follow if you do the research and pull the data, and that's what I'm going to be doing again this year. So let's make it another good winning home run derby in the next week. But let's get into it today. First up, we got MLB entry number 1, Jarren Duran, higher than 8.5 fantasy points against the Rockies and Antonio Senzatella. Obviously, 8.5 is kind of a high number, but again, just double run, get a couple hits, get a home run, and it's over. Stealing bases. There's a lot of ways for our man at Jarren Duran to do it here against a team like the Rockies. Going to be pretty nice weather is what I'm seeing in the early reports. So there should be plenty of runs available. And I definitely think that Jarren Duran is going to be able to contribute to those runs because why wouldn't he? That's what he does. Pairing him with Bo Bichette, higher than 0.5 runs scored early on in the day for the Blue Jays against the White Sox. They're facing against Adrian Hauser. Hauser's actually been pretty good for the White Sox, but I'm not necessarily certain that it is going to hold up. They've actually gotten a lot of solid pitching out of some kind of mediocre pitchers in Chicago, but their offense just isn't good enough, and they don't have a good enough bullpen to win these games. Hauser, as I said, though, he has been pretty good. That being said, I still think Bo Bichette's going to get on early, and I think he's got guys behind him who could drive him in. Obviously, you know about Guerrero, but other guys are stepping up and helping make things happen. Let's continue. The payout on this one is 3.42x, so a nice little juicer to start things off. MLB entry number 2, Byron Buxton, higher than 1.5 total bases against Cade Horton and the Cubs. Again, Byron Buxton, leadoff man, so he gets extra at-bats. He's a guy who can slap a couple singles. Obviously, the extra base hits are there with Buxton. Also, side note, he is going to be trying to participate in the home run derby this year, so keep an eye on that because he could be a dark horse. I think I see some things in him that I like, but no official decision on that one yet. So Byron Buxton, higher than 1.5 total bases, pairing that with Colt Keith, higher than 0.5 runs scored. He bets at the top of the order for the most part. For the Tigers, they're going to Zach Littell. Littell, I think, is going to allow some runs here. And again, I just think that Keith gets on base enough and he has good enough batters behind him that it's a pretty solid shot for him to score a run. So I'm going to pair higher than 0.5 runs scored with Colt Keith with Byron Buxton, higher than 1.5 total bases for a 3x multiplier. MLB entry number 3, Luiz Arraez, higher than 1.5 total bases. Who would have thunk it? Arraez hit a homer yesterday, the game-winning homer. He is carrying this Padres team on his back right now. As far as offense production, so many guys are just having terrible at-bats. This guy always finds a way to get hits, extra base hits, or hits a couple singles. So give me a rise higher than 1.5 total bases. Then going Brent Rooker, higher than 7.5 fantasy points. He had a homer yesterday against the Braves. I think he's going to be just fine against Bryce Elder. Good matchup for him. Brent Rooker is just a guy that I think I love him on the Athletics. I think they should trade him at the deadline because they've got a lot of good young talent, and Rooker can help his contender right now. And he's a good enough bat that he deserves to be on a team that's playing for something. So Rooker higher than 7.5 fantasy points, Arraez higher than 1.5 total bases, 3.12x multiplier. MLB entry number 4, Mookie Betts higher than 7.5 fantasy points. Mookie Betts has been terrible a lot lately, but he's going to a familiar matchup, that he's done well in the past against Jose Quintana. He's seen him a lot. He's got, he's got 9 hits and 30 at-bats against him, so batting 300. That is good to see. He's got a homer against him. He's got 2 doubles. So I do like our chances with Mookie Betts getting some runs driving some runs in, or potentially hitting the home run and making it a pretty easy and short evening. That being said, that is Mookie Betts is going to be paired with Jordan Westberg, higher than 0.5 RBIs. Westberg has been very good for the Orioles. Orioles offense is waking up. Don't look now, but they're only 10 games under 500. Seems like a lot, but this team could get hot at the right time. Let's go with Westberg, higher than 0.5 RBIs in this game, paired with Mookie Betts higher than 7.5 fantasy points, is a 4.53x multiplier. Nice juicer there. So let's get it with Westberg in that RBI. That is going to be the one that carries us. If we hit that, that's going to be a very good day for us. Pitchers entry number 1, Cade Horton, David Festa, higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. I think Festa and Horton are both guys that can be got by these lineups for the Twins and the Cubs, respectively. Horton, whatever. Festa, a guy that I just think is mediocre at best. And again, these guys are going to be facing off against really talented guys at the top of the lineups, and also some guys that weren't that talented and they were at the bottom of the lineup earlier in the year for the Twins are hitting really well right now. Like Harrison Bader, you don't want to face him. Then I'm going to take Brandon Pfaadt and Dylan Cease, higher at 0.5 first inning runs allowed. A lot of these Padres have hit Pfaadt very well over the course of his career. That helps because their offense needs all the help it can get. So familiarity is good. Dylan Cease Dylan Cease is another part of this. Dylan Cease is feast or famine, and obviously Corbin Carroll's hit a homer off of him. There's guys at the top of the lineup for the D-backs that can get things done against Cease. So that's a 3x multiplier. Pitchers entry number 2, we're going to go with David Peterson and Tomoyuki Sugano, lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. I just don't think the Mets and the Orioles are going to start off hot. I think that there's going to take a couple innings for these pitchers to get worn down, and the runs will start coming later. I don't think it's going to be the first inning. I know that, Lindor is a leadoff guy that can hit a homer. Obviously, Jackson Holiday on the other side can do that as well, but I just don't see it with this lineup. I think these guys are going to be good enough for the first time through the order. So lower 0.5 first inning runs allowed in that Mets-Orioles game. Pairing that with Kumar Rocker, Kyle Hendricks, lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. Kumar Rocker's best start of the year was against the Angels. He's had some rocky starts, but Rocker had his 7-inning game, or he pitched 7 innings against these guys. Last time he pitched them, the season high for strikeouts. And then Kyle Hendricks, some sort of magic. He's found the fountain of youth. He's playing very well this year for his standards. So lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed there, 3.12x multiplier. WNBA entry number 1, Caitlin Clark should be back allegedly after we missed her for 2 weeks. Sorry. After we missed Caitlin Clark for 2 weeks, let's take Caitlin Clark higher than 8.5 assists, help the teammate out there, get the assist, and then another young star, Paige Buecher's higher than 18.5 points. This girl just is able to score the ball, 3.21x multiplier. WNBA number 2, Anissa Morrow, higher than 11.5 points. She has had to step up due to some injuries. She's been doing this in 3 games straight. These are the type of WNBA entries we can take advantage of because these markets aren't as efficient as some of the other sports. Pairing that with Nafisa Collier, higher than 21.5 points. Again, she's been scoring 20s and 30s very, very consistently. So I think she'll keep it up here. 3.18x multiplier. Wimbledon entry number 1, Iga Swiatek, lower than 21.5 games against Ludmila Samsonova. Samsonova's looked great at Wimbledon. She's played bad competition. Iga is playing very well on grass. She opened my eyes in the last match. And then I'm going to take Flavio Cobolli against Novak Djokovic, higher than 0.5 sets won. Cobolli is playing excellent. Novak is still old. I think Cobolli can actually probably wear on his fitness a little bit, drag this thing out, run down some balls, and try to get some extended rallies. Obviously, that's not a good thing against Novak, but at the end of the day, Novak is old and has dealt with some injury concerns. So I think Cobolli could definitely get a set 1 here. 3.12x multiplier. Iga Swiatek, lower than 21.5 games played. Flavio Cobolli, higher than 0.5 sets won. Wimbledon number 2, Belinda Bencic, lower than 0.5 sets won against Mira Andreeva. Mira Andreeva looks like she's got a date with destiny at this tournament. I'm not going to try to fade it. Ben Shelton, higher than 1.5 sets won against Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner has some tennis elbow issues, it looks like. I think that Shelton is going to be just fine in this match. He might actually win it. 4.29x multiplier on that one. Soccer entry number 1, Thibaut Courtois, the Belgian goalkeeper for Real Madrid, higher than 1.5 first half saves. I think PSG is going to be on him early. And on that note, Vitinha, higher than 0.5 goals and assists. He's got 2 assists already at this tournament. I like the multiplier there, 4.86 on that. Lotto entry number 1, Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid against his old team PSG, higher than 0.5 goals. Mira Andreeva, lower than 21.5 games played against Belinda Bencic. Caitlin Clark, higher than 4.5 3-pointers made. Antonio Senzatella, higher than 3.5 earned runs allowed. 30.46x multiplier. Flex it, 18.28x or 4.57x if it goes 3 out of 4. Dong squad number 1, Cal Raleigh, higher than 0.5 home runs. He's going against Schittler. Yeah, the big dumper is going against Schittler. I repeat, the big dumper is going against Schittler for the Yankees here. I'm taking Raleigh higher than 0.5 home runs. Michael Busch higher than 0.5 home runs. Good power hitter under the radar on this team against David Festa. Jake Cronenworth higher than 0.5 home runs. I've talked about how these guys have been good against Brandon Pfaadt before. I think Cronenworth's power is starting to show up a little bit. Give me Cronenworth higher than 0.5 home runs, 63.89x or 31.94x if it goes 3 out of 3 on the flex, 8.65x if it goes 2 out of 3 on the flex. Dong squad number 2, Wilyer Abreu higher than 0.5 home runs, like this matchup against Senzatella. Byron Buxton higher than 0.5 home runs, like this matchup against Kate Horton. Shea Langeliers higher than 0.5 home runs, good multiplier against Bryce Elder, a guy who can give up the long ball. 71.16x, flex it 35.58x or 5.99x if it goes 2 out of 3. All right, happy to be back. Thank you for listening. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.